today we're talking to Renos Sideras, who is very involved in our care industry. As we've talked about, we're talking to people that are on the periphery of care, not doing the hands-on stuff, but running those businesses, running those companies from either some people are bankers, some people are consultancies, some people are from different types of care organisations, but you are from the care sector that I know, which is the elderly care sector. And what I really want to know is a little bit about what you're doing now. And so tell me a little bit about what you're doing now with your care industry. And then we'll go a little bit further back in time, if that's okay.
Probably be easier to start the other way around.
Fabulous.
Because so I've kind of fallen into where I am now because of what we've done in the past. So with my brothers, we opened what we think is the first care home in the UK when Margaret Thatcher introduced the Registered Homes Act 1984. We think it was the first because I know Chai Patel likes to say he opened the first. There's another chap up in Scotland who said but they were all early 86. We began in learning disabilities. Because that's something very close to our heart. Two of our family had learning disabilities, and since then there's 4 of our extended family have got learning disabilities. So it was something we wanted to do.
That's interesting. So that part of the initial start of that business then was because of a family using the care services, I suppose.
Absolutely, yeah. So we called it Challenge because for us it was a challenge. You can see where I'm going there. The social workers thought we specialised in challenging behaviour.
Of course.
And it was pretty much a baptism of fire. Everyone sent their most difficult residents, and from there we always, and the philosophy has stayed right the way through to today, where all the profits are reinvested back in the home. So it took us a while to save enough to do the second home. Then it was a little bit quicker for the third home. And then it snowballs rather quickly. So over the years, we've grown, built, obtained planning, filled and run 112 services, 3 businesses. That's learning disability, mental health, day service, forensic, the whole range. And I gave up counting beans a long time ago. I just learned if you put the resident first, your beds are full. It's a really simple formula, and you don't have to worry about profit because your beds are filled. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think that's something that those of you that are successful in the business do put the quality first. And I know that most of you that have used us at Fulcrum to find out, to do you've used us for our mock CQC inspections, you've used us for our support elsewhere in your care homes. So I know that you want to know how your homes are performing.
I do. Not many operators actually started that way. I'm doing something different in elderly. I've been doing that for a while now, actually. Got a great partner, a great investor. Who just wants to do the right thing, and actually he only ever rings me to say, what are you doing, what's the good things that we've done.
Fantastic.
2 years, only asked for numbers once. I think it's fantastic.
He doesn't need to ask for the numbers. If the quality's there, then the numbers will be.
And the beds are filled. So all these years in the business that I've owned, built with my brothers, we always operate to 100% occupancy. Always. In fact, when we sold our first business, it was 103%.
How did you manage 103%?
When you're selling to the local authority, there's 1 month's notice, and if you've got to wait
yes, of course.
and you work really hard with maintenance to turn that room round in 1 day, so resident moves on during the day, because if you're doing your job properly, you're transitioning through into supported living, back into the community, so it does happen. Maintenance clean the bedroom, repaint, resident moves in that day.
Yeah, that quick turnaround is really important. I know when I worked in as a care home manager, I had a 100-bedded home, and that was quite a challenge to quickly turn around. But I managed to keep mine full. What about during COVID? I mean, obviously that hit you? It hit us all. But did your occupancy drop considerably during COVID?
Not really. 2 fatalities.
Goodness,
I think that
that's
was it.
incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's you know, the
That
stories
wasn't that wasn't this business. I was looking after some homes for the Church of England. Actually, not the Church of England. It was fund managers.
Okay.
For the Church of England. So I was looking after their group.
Yeah. Yeah. So were you in care environments during COVID? Were you sort of out
I
there?
was, but right at the beginning, there was very little advice going forwards.
There was. Yeah.
Very little. So I went over the top. I had the shoes, the hat, the overalls, the mask. In fact, I looked like someone who's going into a hazmat.
I've been working in care for a long time, and I've never known anything like it. I think it was an incredible experience, I suppose, but one that sadly happily is behind us now.
In fact, the home that I looked after near Brighton, it was, if you remember, it started with a GP who went skiing.
That's right.
And before he was diagnosed, the day before he'd been into the care home I was looking after, and saw a 104-year-old who caught COVID and survived. It was fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So going right back to the decision to do what you did. So tell me about right back as a child growing up. What did you have in your mind to do?
I don't really, can't really. It's a long time ago. No, we fell into this. I was in corporate finance in the city at the time. And when my brother came forward and said, I think it's a great opportunity, we all jumped on it. It was really hard. We'd done every single job that in the care home that they do. So I've been the cleaner, I've done the laundry, I've done the cooking, I've done my fair share of caring and activities and maintenance. We've done it all.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. And I think probably you don't realise, but your staff and the people that work for you will really respect the fact that you understand that. I've worked in every job in a care home apart from cooking, because I'd probably kill people. But yeah, it is something that, and certainly as a care home manager and as a regional
I've got to
director,
say, it was fun as well.
Yeah,
really
absolutely,
enjoyed it.
Absolutely, especially the activities bit.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
We specialise in learning disabilities, so part of that is autism.
Yeah.
And I was really amazed at some of the activities. We'd buy puzzles, for example, and we timed them, and we had 2 autistic residents who could look at the front of the puzzle and put it together and knew where every piece. It was amazing. So we timed it. Me and my brothers would finish it in, I don't know, maybe a minute and a half, and the resident could finish it in 15 seconds.
Amazing. So it's about finding the right activities for those people, isn't it? And making sure that they've got what they need to stimulate them.
It's not hard. Now you ask the residents, they tell you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's...
Or you have your own little social committee, and the chair tells you what they want to do. Yeah. And I love some of the activities they come up with now. Really groundbreaking.
Fantastic.
You've seen our website, what we do?
I haven't, but tell me about what you've been doing with activities.
Well, first of all, residents want more activities, varied activities all day. There's no point stopping at 4 o'clock and then you go to bed at 8 or whatever time they go to bed. So we ask the residents what they want. So they want 3 sessions a day, like morning, afternoon, evening, 7 days a week. It's not hard to achieve, but they want meaningful activities. They don't want a pub quiz in the dining room. They want a pub quiz in a pub. And that type of thing. But actually, the homes you actually, Fulcrum looked after, the 2 in Oxford, amazing. So this is where it began, and we've replicated it. So the whole point of growing a business, you take the good practice from the good homes and spread that. And even the other homes will have good practice. So if you share the good practice, the positive risk taking, all of that, it just snowballs into a fantastic thing. So now we've got residents that have done horse riding, skydiving, paintballing, swimming lessons.
Fantastic.
We had one resident that wanted to play for a premiership. We arranged a tryout. This was on the news on the BBC.
Was that West Ham?
It was indeed. It was first game of Zimmer frame football. And it's whatever they want, and we now call that magic moment. So every resident gets to choose to do whatever their wish.
Yeah.
And it's our job to first do the risk assessment and second make it happen.
absolutely. And this is why you're full. And this is why people want to live in your services and people want to work in your services.
Yeah. And also, I can't take anything away from the carers. They do their job because they love it. And that's the number one thing, actually. We learned that a long time ago. In fact, my younger brother got a PhD here based on this. Right. There was a lot of things he proved, but one of the things he proved was he invented the total quality management system for healthcare. So we have worked with universities in the past, but you'd think this is common sense, actually. If you employ someone who's caring, they become good carers, but no one proved it. He proved it, and that's one of the things that.
Yeah, I've always said when interviewing for care staff, it's not always about them being able to answer the questions that you're going to ask them. It's about asking them the right questions to find out more about them, because a good carer, you're right, has to be a caring person, and it's a challenge to find amazing carers, but they are out there, and I know you've got an awful lot of them. And also the managers of the care homes are a really important part of care home success, really. And I think you've done well at picking.
We love it. Our managers are just fantastic. I love going into some of our homes and the managers belting out a tune on the karaoke, and they get involved in every part of it. I just absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And it shines through. And when I talk to the residents about why they chose that home, the first thing they say is the smiles.
Yeah.
Smiles and laughter. That's noticeable. As soon as you walk into one of our care homes and they see that and they hear it, people want to stay there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you're wondering why we want to speak to you. Why we want to speak to you is your success. So I know it sounds simple to you, and I know what you do sounds like everybody should know, but it is really about quality first and putting people at the heart of everything we do. And, you do that very well. So,
Thank you. We try.
Yeah.
We try really hard.
Yeah.
One of the things we do, you've got to stop agency. Transient staff just don't add to the quality. They just don't. So pay £1 more, and make a culture that people want to work in. So always be recruiting, always be training. So we want all our staff to be doing their MVQs, to be doing their CHAPS training, to be doing their nurse training, to be doing their prescriber courses, all of that. Yeah. We love it.
So if you go back to maybe a 20-year-old Renos.
Okay.
And
when we started, I was 20.
You go back and talk to him and give him advice on his future. What would you say?
That's a really good question. What would I say? I wouldn't actually change anything. I wouldn't change a thing.
Fantastic.
No, it's been a terrific journey. And what we're doing now, I'm really excited about, because what we did with learning disabilities and mental health, we're now doing with elderly. So many care homes I walk into, they don't have sensory rooms, people with dementia and things like that. And the meaningful activities, the exercises, they don't attack it from every aspect, whether it's nutrition, physical exercise, stimulation, all of that.
Yeah. Good. So, Fulcrum Care are incredibly proud to work with you. And
you've done a great job.
Lovely to see you again. Thank you very much.